What's going on, guys? Jack here, and I am back with episode 28 of the Leicester City Career Mode. Today's episode, we have an FA Cup last 16 tie against Southampton. Or it might be, yes, round of 16 tie against Southampton, and a big away game against Spurs, with games with Brighton and West Ham in between as we race to get silverware this season. Will it be the Premier League, FA Cup, or maybe even the Champions League? We want to get off to a great start. And before we get into this game here, guys, if you could smash that like button and subscribe if you're new around here, I would very much appreciate it. New signings, Xherdan Shaqiri and Santi Mina are in the squad, and they both made, some very good starts. In all honesty, Santi Mina, he looks like a really good goal scorer, and hopefully he gets on the score sheet against his old club here today, Southampton. Last time we did meet Southampton, I believe we did win 6-0 with Demarai Gray getting 4 of them goals. So he is a very good player for us, and I look forward to seeing what he can do. Speaking of Demarai Gray, he goes through on goal here inside 5 minutes here, running at the box. Coleman's been caught out right back yet again. His weak point here, cuts inside, and he scores. Demarai Gray, that is, I believe, his 5th goal of the season against Southampton alone. What a breakout year he's having. You may have thought his chances would have been limited in the squad due to Anthony Martial arriving, and likes of Forgan, Hazard, Memphis Depay. But when he's had his chance, he's taken it by the scruff of the neck, and he has produced goals. It's just a shame that the player that plays in this position, Anthony Martial and Forgan Hazard, have been taking their chances too and look like deadly players. But Demarai Gray, my word, in another team, in another way, he'd be a first team starter, and maybe just for the benefit of him, we might have to let him go in the next window. But I really want to keep hold of him as James Mason gets onto the ball here. He shoots from range. Alex McCarthy does produce a great save there. Opening 15 minutes, we're looking very good, but it would be the Saints' first attack of the game, it would seem. James Ward-Prowse comes onto the ball, does find Carrillo, does get cleared by Lerman as far as Hill, our backup goalkeeper. Obviously, Schmeichel's injured for 6 weeks here, as you found out last episode. Hill gets tested again, does make a good save here, but the Saints will pile on some more pressure. Elanusi does find Shane Long into the path of Mario Lemina here, the former Juventus man, onto the ball, holds it up well, looking for space, does find Ward-Prowse, who shoots, and Hill produces another fine save as he approach the end of the half here. Xherdan Shaqiri gets played in, cuts inside of his man, does find Santi Mina, back in to Simeone, does find Madison, turns away, tries to get the shot there, it falls to Mina, and it is set up on a tee for him to double Leicester's lead, 2-0, and he doesn't celebrate out of respect for his old team. And Santi Mina, like I said, is looking like a real good signing for us. Every time he's on the pitch, he looks like scoring, he really does, and he's got the opportunity there to smash it into the back of the net. The only problem is, he's going to be a backup striker to Memphis Depay, because Memphis Depay's had a great season too. Again, we are spoiled for choices up front, it seems, this season. Klosterman gets the ball into the box here. Does find Shane Long, who beats Hill with a header. And that's rather worrying goalkeeper there from the young youth academy graduate, Hill, in net. Yeah, we miss Casper, we really do. But we have to start thinking about getting Casper's replacement in the summer. Someone did point out in the comment section down below. Yeah, Casper needs to probably get replaced maybe next season. So hopefully this year we can give him something to send him off with. Hopefully an FA Cup, a Premier League or a Champions League title. But Mina hits the post at the start of the second half here. Denied a brace against his former team as the Saints would come forward. Growing in confidence, it seems, as this game is going on. As Elanusi does find Klosterman down that left-hand side. The ball comes in. It finds Carrillo. Carbon copy of their first goal. The Saints are back on terms. And it is another header that has caught out Hill in net. 2-2. And maybe Sivlar might be getting a chance in goal in the near future, because Hill has not looked too good in this game, in all honesty. That's 2 headers been caught out with. Again, defenders should be doing better. I think that's Benkovic at the back. Should be dealing with that. Really, that is very poor defending. Shaqiri gets on his ball here. Does find Simeone. Santi Mina onto the ball. The Spaniard links up with the Argentine again. Played through on goal. It's Santi Mina. It's free for Leicester. It's a brace against his former club. Just past the hour mark. Leicester regain the lead for the 3rd time this game. And my word, the link-up play was absolutely brilliant from the 2 strikers. And already you can tell that Giovanni Simeone is a completely different player with Santi Mina up front to him, as opposed to Kletki Iheanacho. As Morgan Bailey gets onto the pitch here, a bright prospect. He shot cannons off the post there. Unlucky not to get the goal, but the Saints would pile on pressure here. Coming forward, Elanusi onto the ball. Crosses it into the danger area. Mbappé clears as far as Lamina loses out. Elanusi into Shane Long, and Hill may have just redeemed himself for the whole game with a fabulous save there. But we would come forward. Ethan Hughes onto the ball, the academy prospect. Does play the ball into Santi Mina. He's in for a hat-trick. It's Mina. It's blocked. And he's denied that hat-trick there. but that would be how the game finishes. It was enough to see off his former club. The final score here, Southampton 2, Leicester City 3. We have booked the place into the quarter-finals of the FA Cup, joining the likes of Chelsea, Liverpool, Brighton, and I believe there's another set of fixtures to play later on, but we will be seeing that, I think. They haven't been played yet, but Arsenal still in it, Everton, Burnley, Newcastle, and Fulham and Stoke. So it'll be interesting to see what happens there. As we'll take a quick glance for the first time in this episode of the league table. We are 2 points off the top, with a little over 14 games left to play this season, and one of them is being played now against Brighton at home. It's the same team that beat the Saints. Obviously, we have an important fixtures coming up against Tottenham, so we need to rest some players here as the game does drone on. Saint-Simina gets another goal to add to his growing collection in the Foxes shirt, but Brighton do get back into the game 1-1 here. Sikorsky picks up an injury, which isn't good for them. As we look to come forward here, it's going to finish as a draw. Rather disappointing to say the least. We are held by Brighton, and that might hurt our Premier League hope. And then we look at the table. We do bounce above Everton, who also did draw. Maybe lost, actually. I think they lost. So 11 points then, but Chelsea pull away a 4-point lead at the top of the Premier League table. As we do get ready now for an important game against Tottenham Hotspur. Last year's champions, if you remember rightly so. They've got a great side. We need to make sure we set up well against them. They haven't had a great season, but the quality's still there. Christian Eriksen, Harry Kane, Dele Alli, they have got real talent in the side. And here's a look at the team. World Cup winner Hugo Lloris starts between the sticks. Kieran Trippier, Davinson Sanchez, Giorgio Chiellini and Escudero at the back. Harry Winks and Herrera make up the midfield defence mid. Eriksen, Ali and Heung-min Son. Up front is the main man, Golden Boot winner in the World Cup, Harry Kane. So we have to take them seriously, despite their poor start to the season. We do find ourselves in a great position here. Ryan Sessegnon played in that left-hand side. Eriksen has not got the legs to catch up with him here. It's Ryan Sessegnon. Maybe should have put it across the face of goal. Lloris holds on. Hazard comes forward here and does play through Memphis Depay here. He's got Davinson Sanchez coming in. He tackles him. He takes him out while he's through on goal. And it's a big call for the referee here. Davinson Sanchez might be in trouble. He is. It's a red card for Davinson Sanchez. He has been sent off. Tottenham down to 10 men. And can we punish him with the free kick here? The ball comes in from Cyprien into Loftus-Cheek. Turns, shoots just wide of the post. 0-0 between these teams. Memphis Depay holds the ball up really well here. Finds a run from Anthony Martial down that left-hand side. It's wreaking havoc here in this game. Martial back into Memphis Depay. Surely it's going to be a shot at goal. It is. It's straight at Hugo Lloris though. We have to take advantage of these opportunities, you feel, as the ball comes into William Cyprian here. Does find Memphis Depay. Great footwork again as he finds Ndidi into Ricardo Pereira. The through ball finds Thorgan Hazard. It's in by the skin of our teeth. We find ourselves 1-0 up. Thorgan Hazard. Hugo Lloris has had a fantastic game so far, keeping Tottenham in it. He gets a touch onto this one, but it's not enough to keep it at. Leicester have the lead 10 minutes before the half-time interval, and that's what we wanted. The space there, free at the back. I believe Tottenham, I think they've dropped Son at left back and played Escudero at centre back there, but winning the midfield battle, we are just piling on the pressure here. Sessegnon gets the better of Eriksen again, gets taken down in the box, and it's a penalty right on half-time here. Eriksen picks up a booking for his troubles, and we have a real opportunity here to put the game to bed, maybe at 45 minutes. It's Thorgan Hazard again versus Hugo Lloris. Who will win this battle? Let's find out. Thorgan Hazard steps up and he scores. Top corner, fabulous effort. 2-0 Leicester. And it's business as usual, it seems now, for the Foxes. This is what we're used to. We're used to winning these games, not getting draws. We need to get 3 points. We need to mount a title change. We can't let Chelsea walk with this title. So we're going to be in it till the very end. You can believe that. As Hazard gets onto the ball here, plays a through ball into Ricardo Pereira late into the second half, and nothing really much has happened in the game. The game was pretty much put to bed. Cyprien does find Martial here. Can he get the third? He can't. Lloris produces a save, but that'll be how the game finishes. Full time here. Spurs 0, Leicester City 2. All the damage was done in the first half, and the second half was kind of just played out because we know we needed the 3 points. Don't do anything stupid. Play the possession game, but Chelsea are still 4 points clear of the top of the table. Everton are 3 points behind us. As we go into the last Premier League game of the episode, it is against West Ham. We find ourselves 1-0 down. Lucas Perez with a finish for the away side, the Hammers here. Benkovic picks up a booking in this one. We need to make sure we get a win here. We really do. Kenny though doubles the Hammers lead 2-0 and it's looking like it's going to be an uphill battle here. And if we don't score in a minute, it's looking like it's going to be a loss, a damaging loss. It could be though, as we do find out our fate. West Ham beat us 2-0. That's a rather disappointing result, to say the least. As you can see, we're going to look at the Premier League table coming up. We've got Lazio next episode and Stoke in the quarter-finals of the FA Cup. A real chance to progress to the semis. Looking forward to that one. Burnley and Middlesbrough also in between them two fixtures, but hopefully we can win our return leg to Lazio. 1-1 that score was. If I look at the league table, we are still massively off of 7 points off of Chelsea now. We hope to try and close that gap in the next episode. But guys, thank you ever so much for joining me in this episode. If you did enjoy it, make sure to smash that like button. I would very much appreciate it. And also hit that subscribe button too for more. I'll catch you all in the next one. See ya.